docking. It's just a fancy word for castrating, basically. We're gonna cut the tails off sheep, and then we're gonna cut the other stuff off the sheep. And I'm thinking, wow, this is gonna be interesting TV, but this Gina McCarthy woman, her head's gonna explode. So I call the Humane Society because I want to be a team player. I call the Humane Society and I say, look, I'm going to be going to Colorado. This is Mike Rowe, by the way, on Dirty Jobs. And they're like, yeah. They know me. I said, no, look, we're taking the show to Colorado, and I want to make sure we do this right, and we're going to be docking some sheep. Is there a prescribed, approved way to do this? And they said, yes, we're glad you called. It involves a rubber band, a thick rubber band about the size of a silver dollar. And what you'll do is you'll approach the sheep and you'll put the rubber band over its, what you call the scrotum. And the rubber band will contract and retard the flow of blood to what you call the testes. And after a couple days, they'll fall off. I'm on the phone and I'm thinking this can't be possible. It sounds like pretty good TV. So I thank her, I hang up, I call Peter, ask him the same question. Hey, it's Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs? Yeah. We're gonna be doing this. They walk me through the same process. So I've got it in my head, I've done my diligence. I know how this is supposed to work. We fly to Craig, Colorado. I grab Barsky and Doug and Troy and the gang. We got on the plane and we fly there and we meet Albert and Melody Villard, 4th generation sheep farmers. They're wonderful people. They love their sheep. They love their spring lambs. And they've been in the business for a long, long time. And as promised, they give me a horse and we round up the sheep and we bring the sheep back to the pen and we shear a few of them and then we bring in the lambs and then we begin the docking process. So, I got it in my head how it's supposed to work. My crew is all standing by, everybody's filming, we're getting a great segment. Melody, Albert's wife, takes one of the lambs. We've got about 50 of them in an area about this size, and they have no idea what's coming, you know, and turns out I didn't either. Melody takes one of the lambs, cute as could be, just right out of the, you know, nursery rhyme. Mary had a little one, you know. Right there on the fence post, they presented the lamb to Albert. And the way the show works, you know, I try everything. That's my job as the apprentice, but I always wait and see what the expert's going to do first. You know, we always want to show the work exactly as it really is. And Albert is a fantastic character. Big guy, giant handlebar, mustache, knows what he's doing. He approaches the lamb, reaches into his pocket to pull out one of those rubber bands I described. Except it's not a rubber band, it's a knife. It's like a switchblade, actually. It flicks over, makes a stick sound. I can still see it, the way it caught the light of the sun coming over the Rockies. It was cinematic, the way it glinted in the sun. But now I'm seeing everything in slow motion, because whatever's going to happen next, it can't be good. I'm holding an orange trash bucket, 5-gallon trash bucket. Albert steps in and takes the tail, and very quickly, very deftly, severs it and drops it in the bucket, and it makes a sound like that. I'm like, cut the tail right off there, did you? Just like that. I look at Barsky, my producer. He's filming like this. Doug and Troy, they're doing their best. Nobody knows what to shoot next because we haven't gotten the business. Albert reaches in very quickly with a thumb and forefinger, and he grabs the scrotum and he pulls it toward him, and he just cuts off the tip. And then he pushes the whole thing forward, exposing 2 testicles, not unlike my thumbs. Smaller, but pretty much to scale. And then the most extraordinary thing happened. He leaned down and he bit him. just like snapped him. And then he snapped his head back. And he spit him in the bucket. I'm watching all this in slow motion, right? I can't even believe it. And I say something I never say on Dirty Jobs. I said, cut, stop. No, I said, stop. Because what was happening was Albert was trying to do something spectacular the way they do on reality TV, and I hate that. I don't want to do that on Dirty Jobs. I want to do it the right way. And I said, Albert, you can't be biting the Stop. Come on. What are you thinking, man? You're on international television. He's like, well, what do you want me to do? I'm like, I got a long list of stuff I can think of that doesn't involve that. But I was thinking maybe, you take the rubber band and you put it on. He's like, well, we can do that if you want, but it's not very nice. He says, no, we can do it that way. And he's got like a little tackle box over there with a bunch of implements, and he goes over, he takes out one of the rubber bands, and Melody picks up another one of the lambs, and we start rolling again, and we pick up where we left off, and Albert puts the rubber band on the scrotum of the little lamb. That almost kind of rhymes, doesn't it? Melody puts the lamb on the ground, and the lamb kind of looks at me like, what's up with this? And he takes a couple of steps, and he stops, and he looks back at me again like, ow. And he takes a few more steps, and he kind of spins around, and it's breaking my heart. He's like trembling, and he just kind of sits down in the corner of the pen. I'm like, what? I feel like I'm on Punk'd now. I don't even know what to look at. Barsky. This is all wrong. And I said, Albert, this animal appears to be in distress. How long is it going to be like this? He said, about 2 days. Meanwhile, the lamb that he had just... This is a lamb, not a hair in the world. Missing a few other things too, but the lamb didn't care. There was no blood. There was no evident pain. He was back out in the pasture, doing whatever lambs do. And I stood there, absolutely gobsmacked by how wrong I had been. I had done everything my new boss had told me to do. I had called the 2 agencies that were experts over this whole thing, and they told me what to do. And here's a 4th-generation rancher who had a perfectly good explanation for doing it, why he did it that way. You know, it's more efficient, it's faster, it's cheaper, and ultimately, and apparently, kinder to the animal. It didn't occur to me to ask him how to do it. I just deferred to the experts, and I'm sitting there trying to get my head around all the lessons that I've just learned. When Albert says, it's getting dark and we got about 48 more to go. So I spent the rest of the day with the knife and the tail and the this and that. And it was a heck of a thing. We got all the footage and we sent it back to Discovery. And I got a phone call. Mike, it's Carol. Gina McCarthy would like to see you as soon as possible. I walk in Gina's office, and on her monitor is a picture of me, like this. Huh? I got my teeth on. And I'm out. It's so hard. It's like some German porno or something. Tell me, it's just such a wonderful thing that she's living. She's like, Michael, what is this? I said, well, that's me. I said, what were you thinking? How could you do this? I said, did you see the rest of the footage? She says, it doesn't matter what the rest of the footage is. This is the show, and you did this like 48 times. What are you going to do with this? We can't put this on the air. I'm like, well, you kind of have to put it on the air. I mean, what else do we have? That's why we went there. I called the agencies. I talked to Pete. I talked to the Humane Society. I did everything right. She said, you hit the balls off a sheet. I'm pretty sure in one of these folders it says you can't do that. And I said, well, do me a favor. Check. If there is, I'll back off. And sure enough, it never occurred to anybody that something like that could actually happen. But of course it did. And I said, Gina, I want you to scrub through all the footage. Look at what happens. Look at the before, look at the after. Look at what the proper way looks like. You have to put it on. We have to tell the truth. This is what's going on. It's not pretty, and it might not even be compliant. It might be kind of weird. It might be very weird. But it's how they do it. And it's how they've done it for generations. And you can show both styles and angles. And come on, it's discovery. We're curious about the world, the truth of the world. Put it on. Put it on. To her credit, she put it on. Now, she wasn't wrong. After it aired, we heard from everybody. We heard from everybody. We heard from OSHA, and I don't even know why. It's not like we're on a construction site. We heard from the FBI. I don't know why. They just like writing me. But Peter and the Humane Society, we opened up a very, very interesting conversation. We also heard from literally tens of thousands of viewers who were interested, horrified, appalled, amazed, curious, right? We had a conversation about agriculture. It was a good thing. And it led us to more good places. But Gina, at this point, is determined to take dirty jobs, which now, by the way, has become a complete nightmare for her. We're in season 3. We're out of feces from every species, but now we're in this weird sort of animal husbandry place where I'm doing stuff to lambs, and the weirder it gets, and the more heat she gets, the higher the ratings go. It's classic. And so she just doesn't know what to do.